sometimes don't want to test because they are afraid. Number one, they fear that some feel that if they test to know their status, that is rather going to kill them. They feel that ignorance is bliss. But I always mention that as for HIV, ignorance is not bliss. Once you have the infection, if you are not on treatment, it will keep multiplying in your system and suppress your immune system to a point that it opens you up for every disease to affect you. And so you get weaker and weaker and weaker. So ignorance is not bliss. They don't test because they feel if they get to know their status, they are going to think, overthink, and they are going to die. Secondly, too, people are stigmatizing people who live with HIV. And so people do not want to test to know their status. And then when it comes to, let's say, gender, I mentioned that once you are pregnant as a woman, when you go to the antenatal, you'll be tested. So more women are testing. But when it comes to the males are not testing. And so these are a few reasons why people are not testing. They are afraid. And when it comes to the treatment, sometimes when you inform somebody that the person is positive, they are in a state of denial. And so they don't go for the treatment. Some also feel that it's a spiritual. Some feel that they've been cursed or they've been bewitched. And so instead of going to the hospital for treatment, they end up at the prayer camps, at the herbal centers, at the malams, seeking treatment. And so they don't go for the antiretroviral drugs. And some people, because of stigma, they are afraid that when they get to some hospitals, maybe people will identify them, so they do not go for the treatment. Some travel far to access treatment in order not to meet familiar faces at the hospital. So these are some of the reasons why we are seeing what we are seeing.
With these things that you've identified, do you think the commission can, and when it comes to the issue of stigma during the testing process, do you think there's a way we can do it that a lot more people will be assured of their privacy or secrecy whatsoever, so that a lot more can be confident of testing? Is there anything we can do to improve upon that?
Privacy is assured. So testing, when you go, it is assured. Health is not going to disclose your status to anybody. But the issue is, people feel once they get, maybe there are people around the hospital. Some will tell you that we live around. And so because they live around, they will not go to that facility. And because they feel they may see somebody there. But when it comes to the testing process and everything, privacy is assured, confidentiality is assured. People are just not willing to test. So what is happening now is when we go to the hospitals now, we will have what we call the entry point testing. Once you get to the facility, either the OTD, the emergency center, family planning, or wherever, you are spoken to, and then you are offered the test. And we are seeing that we are getting more cases this way because one, as I said, in HIV reduces your immunity and it exposes you to a lot of diseases. So once you get to the facility, the doctors recommend the HIV testing and it is done. So we are taking cases from the health center. We are also continuing with the outreach screening. So during programs like the Farmers Day, for instance, in Ashanti region, a lot of districts will carry out testing. And this is to give access to everybody who wants to test. And the testing is free, I must mention. And the treatment too is free. The medicines are free. And so you don't have to worry about payment when it comes to HIV testing and treatment.
Now, those that have not tested, let's assume if they carry the virus, how risky or dangerous is that to the public health of almost all of us? How risky is it?
When one tests and one is on treatment, the virus it gets suppressed, and the person is not able to transmit to other people, even sexually. And we don't want to say it's 100%, but largely you will not infect other people once you're on treatment for about 6 months. And so if you have not tested and you are not on treatment, it means that the virus is multiplying in your system and your viral load is so high. And so when you have sex with somebody, unprotected sex with somebody, you are likely to infect the person because you are not on treatment. And this is why it is important that we all rather test, and then we all, if you are positive, you are put on treatment. It protects you yourself. You are strong because we know people who have been positive for so long, over 30 years, 35 years, they are on treatment. And so when you meet them, you wouldn't know that even they are positive. And they are doing their work and doing everything. But if you don't test, rather, you expose yourself to so many other diseases, cancers, tuberculosis, skin rashes, a whole lot of diseases. And you don't do yourself good.
Okay,
so it's important that we all get tested.
Final two questions before you go. For the mother and baby transmission, if a mother gets to know her status, is there a way you can help her so that even if she is pregnant, the virus will not be transmitted to the baby?
Yes, I mentioned that one, the prevention of mother-to-child transmission. Once you know you are positive, you are put on treatment. Immediately put on treatment, and that suppresses the viral load in you, and so you don't infect your baby. And so that program is really working, and a lot of pregnant, positive women are giving birth to negative babies. And when you give birth to the baby, too, measures are taken to ensure that the baby continues to be protected.
Okay,
because
what
breastfeeding also
can transmit.
Yes.
Hello. I was asking, assuming we are a married couple, and say the male or female has tested he's positive, is there a way that, apart from, of course, having protected sex, assuming they want to have babies, is there a way that the virus can be suppressed from being transmitted to from one to the other?
Yes.
Once
the one who is positive, once the person is on treatment, is suppressing the virus in the person.
Okay.
And the negative person partner also is put on treatment. We call it pre-exposure prophylaxis. And so you can take the medicine for 3 days. And then when you have sex with your partner, unprotected sex, you will not get infected. So that one is also there. And we have a lot of discordance. We call them discordant couples. One is positive, the other is not positive, and they are living together, having negative babies.
Interesting. Finally, talk to me about the demographics of those living with HIV/AIDS in Ashanti region. Young people, older people, who are most affected?
The most affected are females. If you take the 334,000 in Ghana, 2/3 are women and 1/3 are males. And then so also when you come to Ashanti region, 2/3 are females and 1/3 males. So the females are more affected because of the nature of the genital. Yes. It's wider, and the males deposit the semen in them, and the semen is what is infected, and so it gets the females infected.
What about the age? In terms of age, which category is having the virus the more? Is it the young people, middle-aged, older?
It is the middle age. It is the workforce from age 25 to about 45 years. When you look at the graph, that they carry most of the burden.
I see.
Yes, but the young ones are also getting infected. When it comes to the new infections, the young ones age 15 to 24 took about 30% of all new infections in Ghana. And so that one is also high.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Madam, for this very important education. We are very much grateful for your time.
You are welcome, and thank you also for the opportunity.
Yes, and that is the technical coordinator for the Ghana AIDS Commission here in the Ashanti region, speaking to us about the situation when it comes to HIV in the Ashanti region. For some days now, Janice has been on that beat for us, bringing to us data and information about it. Well, this morning we have spoken to the technical coordinator herself, and more or less she has confirmed a lot of the things that we have already talked about. But interestingly, she said that in terms of new infection, a lot of younger people are getting this virus. It's around 30% when it comes to the ages between 15 and 24. So that's quite worrying. 15, I think you should be in JHS or about to complete JHS. And a lot more people in that age category, according to her, are infected. And then when it comes to those living with the virus, it's between 25 and 45, the working class, quote unquote. And so, but she said that a lot of female are also affected, which is quite worrying for you guys. We should be very worrying for you guys because of whatever. And she also says a lot of the men are not testing.
So this one day we have to beg the men that please, if people
Mark, please, have you tested?
Well, yeah, I graduated bladder was September.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's listen to Rodelin. What can you walk us through some of the interventions that we've seen from government over the period when it comes to this particular phenomenon? How government has sought to deal with it?
Oh, okay. So I would start with, I feel Mrs. Olivia has said almost everything. But then one thing I would love to start with is the fact that people do not know how AIDS actually got to Ghana. Anyways,
People don't know.
Yeah, most people do not know.
Oh, okay, but it's.
I know it's a question. It's a question in the minds of people that
How did it's just like how we go COVID.
Exactly.
The disease can travel.
COVID came into the existence where the media was active, so everyone could actually know that, oh, okay, so this is what's happening. So actually the first AIDS was diagnosed in March 1986, in case you do not know that.
Okay.
So by the end of that year, it had increased to about 26. So 26 people had contacted the HIV/AIDS by then, and it was actually from outside the country. So it was more of someone bringing it from a different country. Yes, so there was an increase then till 1988, which shot to 600%. That's when the government decided to create the Ghana AIDS Advisory Committee. So it was formed to counsel the government on how to deal with the HIV/AIDS transmission and what to go about it when it comes to that in order to protect the people of Ghana. So almost 75% of the cases were acquired from outside, as I said. Most were female prostitutes. Yeah, that's the main reason why it's been transmitted. Yes, it's here. And also in 1989, the committee added the HIV surveillance system and also the testing of the blood supply, psychosocial support programs for HIV-infected people. So this program, they started way back till date, and I still feel that it should be done all the time. We shouldn't wait till when we have the HIV/AIDS day. That's when we have to go and then talk about it in schools, in communities, because the stigmatization is serious. That's the main reason why there's always been an increase. There's always been a situation where the infected people cannot go to the public institutions the health institutions to go and get their medications all the time. Okay, and then also there's been adequate clinical management of HIV/AIDS cases, and so far the obstacles they faced were the inadequate funding, including donor agencies not honoring their pledges, and inappropriate allocation of funds by the unstable government. And also the greatest obstacle, which is long held, is the social cultural beliefs practicing in Ghana, where many people equate the condom with infidelity. So condom use is mostly low, even though the government is trying with a free testing in most health centers, and then also with antiretroviral treatment, which is mostly free when you go to most of these health centers. So that's what the government has been trying to do. But then the problem still stands on we the people, because the government is trying, but then as to how the person will get to the hospital is a problem. There's free treatment for the antiretroviral treatment is free, but then as to how the person will get up, go to the hospital and test is a problem. And also the infected people, because there's medication, free medication for that, because when you go to the hospitals right now, there's free medication for the HIV/AIDS patients, but then sometimes they do forget. There's forgetfulness as to when they should take it. It gets to a period, I don't know, but then it gets to a period where when you exhaust the medication, you still need to go back. But some people feel like after the retroviral, when they take the antiretroviral medication, they feel like, oh, it's okay, you can survive.
And then we'll begin to...
Exactly, but then you have to be on constant medication all the time, so you protect yourself. And the fact that they do not use their condoms, and then also other medications in order to protect them from the disease.
Okay.
Yeah, so mostly it's based on us.
So that's Rodelin giving us a breakdown of some of the interventions the government has made or governments have made in trying to control this HIV situation. But let's go into the telephone line now and deal with another matter which has got to do with decongestion exercise happening at KJTIA. We have the PRO for KMA with us on the line, Madam Henrietta Efia Kunedu Ajimana Buaje. Good morning and welcome to the show, Madam. Hello? Yes, hello, can you hear me? Okay, looks as if we have some technical issue with your line, but let's okay. Hello?
Yes, hello there.
Okay, let me work on this thing so that we can speak to Madam Henrietta. Looks as if the phone line is not helping me this morning. Okay, so we'll try and re-establish connection with her, and as and when we're able to do so, then we'll talk to her about this issue of decongesting within the KMA.
Just send nice the messenger to warn you about this HIV. Yes, my friend. Stand firm or you gonna feel bad. You can maintain one
lover. So we will try and then re-establish connection with the PRO for Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly this morning, so that we will appreciate from her.
The number you are trying to reach is on another call.
Why they have had to conduct this decongestion exercise. So that is going to we'll try and speak to her very shortly when it comes to that particular matter. But Janice, you have some. Okay, you've walked through the data for us, correct? When it comes to the HIV/AIDS and its prevalence. So, but stay with me. Let's go on to the telephone line and see if we'll have a better connection to Madam Henrietta Fiakunadu Abuaje. Good morning, Madam, and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Unfortunately, our line was not really helping us. So we know that KMA is embarking upon a decongestion exercise within the Central Business District. But the question is, why?
Okay. Good morning to your listeners, and thanks for having us this morning on your show. I realized that the word decongestion is what is happening in the media landscape, but the chief executive is going on a tour in the Central Business District, one to check congestion, and then to also make sure that traffic flow and movement of people and persons are easy. Pardon me. And basically that's what he's doing, and to make sure that nobody is trading or parking unlawfully on any road that's supposed to be used for vehicular movement. So basically that's what we've been doing for some time now.
So it's not a decongestion exercise, it's just the tour of the...
Yes. So decongestion, I don't know what you mean by decongestion. Maybe you can help me out. But then as he moves along, anything that you see that is not supposed to be where it is, he addresses it and makes sure that that is not there.
Okay, so he is clearing the congested areas.
Yes, if you want to say so.
So technically, perhaps we can define it as decongesting.
Okay. In that case,
so we understand that he is in company, or he is accompanied by security official on this exercise. Is that correct?
Yes, security officials. Yes, we have a metro task force, and they also have a military attaché to KMA for some time now. KMA has always had military attachés, and they go out to the task force. So as the chief executive joins him, he obviously moves with him.
Is it true that some of the people who have been more or less cleared from some spaces within the CBD were made to clean the areas, were made to sweep, etc.? Can you confirm that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
They were sitting in fields. In fact, the fields were themselves generated. So when we move with one of our compact tracks for that the waste management use. So we go with it, and then as we sweep, we collect and then we put it in the compact tracks, and it takes it away.
Okay, now can you tell us the scope of this exercise? Which areas are you covering?
Right. So from Monday to yesterday, we've been within the CBD. So let's say we start from Sambra Junction, and then we move through that enclave to Boss FM, to Hollow FM, to 24 Runabout, and then we entered the from 24 Runabout to MTN office area, and then we also went to the entry points of the phase 1 project. We also went to the eating area, or one we call the cantina, the phase 1 project also. From the phase 1 area, we moved to where the long distance buses also ply their trade, and we realized that the issue at the long distance area was the Boise and Dunkau, where they refuse to, the number of cars that have come to the city to upload people, those waiting to be loaded again and then go on another journey, refuse to go to their holding areas, and so they join a queue along the stretch, let's say from G Runabout, coming from the zoo area to the entry points there. They pack. So it's Obuasi and Dunkau that were at fault, and the chief executive spoke to the station masters and arranged a meeting with them this morning, because we felt that it was all of them, but we realized that it was Obuasi and Dunkau that was creating the problem there. They don't go to their holding areas. They stand by anyway, create traffic, and then they want to load on the road. So that place was also visited. He also directed traffic. We realized that parking or unlawful parking or being in traffic, everyone wanting to go inside and load at once, they have created traffic. And so from Pampaso coming through to the NTN or to the G area, no vehicle was moving, they were stuck. And so we had to let all the drivers know that if you are going inside, you have to join this lane. And if you are going to MTN or going to Dr. Mensa that in place, then you have to keep the outer lane so that you can move.
Okay.
Realize that the vehicles had all, those going inside the KJP had all taken all the double, and so no car could go in or come out. And so we had to arrange them well to be there. And we also were at Bantama from the high street through to Bantama market. On the Bantama high street, you realize that cars were just parked on both wings, left and right, and the lanes have become two, and so no car was, there was a bit of congestion because you have to wait for another car to go before you come in. And then we zoomed into the Bantama market. Bantama market, the road has been asphalted, but we have our traders who have displayed their wares on the whole road. And so the car or no car could come in, or if a car wants to come in, it's a car that is coming to load or offload goods for them, and then they have to list their wares for them to go. I remember that when the chief executive assumed office, we came out with a press statement where he directed that he knows that Kumasi is going through phases, and so if anybody wants to trade, if you are on the pavement, you have to arrange yourself well so that pedestrians can move, and then the road, the asphalted road that vehicles move on, you cannot be there. But it appears that those of us at Bantama, we didn't get that memo, and so we were still trading there. So we had to go in and correct that. And so far, that's what we've been doing.
Interesting. Now, let's. Some of the traders have been speaking. Some of them say these spaces that they occupy, which you are now clearing, or more or less clearing them from, they say some of your officials took money from them and gave them the green light to occupy these spaces and operate whatever businesses they are operating. How do you respond to that?
Which spaces are we talking about exactly?
I mean, the spaces that we've been talking about, the pavement, etc.
Okay. So the pavement, I cannot tell that somebody has sold a pavement. A pavement is a public place. So to sell it to someone, that's unlawful. But for KMA, anything that you are mandated by law, be it business operating permits, daily tools, and other things, you are receipted. That has a GCR, you have a GCR receipt, or a ticket that has a government emblem, member, and all those security features on them. Did they show you any of them being given as a receipt from KMA that they should be there? No. Pavement, nobody sells pavement. There were other complaints like that across. But we asked them, the chief executive asked them, who? He used the PA system at phase 1, and he told them that he's been hearing such things. He has not asked anybody to collect money from anybody, for him or for any other person. And so if you really want us to correct that, then you should be bold enough to come to us that A, B, C are the people that took money from us so that we address it. But if you say it in general, we will not be able to address it because we cannot pinpoint the person by ourselves because we were not there.
Okay. Now, the other reason why some people have said they will continue to be congesting, at least within the CBD, is that the CBD is without lorry terminal or parking spaces.
Yeah.
And so, and people, when they come to KJTR after buying whatever they have bought, will need to transport the items from one point to the other. And that because of lack of lorry terminals and parking spaces, you cannot, pedestrian within the area. How do you react to that? And does the assembly, has plans to develop some of these things so that at least it can bring the situation under some control?
Okay. So we acknowledge that the central business district is congested. We do acknowledge that the central business, the Kumasi metropolis is going through phases because most of our terminals and the market kind of staggering some way, one way or the other. We also know that these commercial vehicles that we operate with, we've given them places that they are supposed to hold. We call it holding area. That is where they are supposed to park whilst they wait to be called to scale. That's the term they use. And so the earlier reference I made with regards to Boise and Dumpao, most of them have been directed that when you come and you offload your people, they're supposed to go to race course and be there. Some are supposed to where Yasawa market is, Yasawa Toba. Some people are supposed to be there.
Okay.
When you go to Malaysia, could be where we popularly call Adinki market, some people are supposed to be there. We realize that, and then on street parking that we have, or on street loading that we have, it came about as a result of these markets that were being constructed so that it will be wider and we'll have a number of vehicles in there. They have been given slots. All these executives or all these station masters have been given slots. So an example, when you are from Samba coming, Samba, there's not supposed to be any car there loading. And so if you're a churcher and you are there, they will obviously pull your car away. When you come forward a bit, there's a place, there's a transformer there. ECG has a transformer there. Those going to, I think, Ahojo, that stretch going, they are supposed to park at least 2 cars there.
Okay.
I remember when we got there on Monday, there were 4 cars parked there. Meanwhile, they are the people that are supposed to be at where Yasewa area is. When you upload the people, you're supposed to go there so that your station master calls you to come. But if you are there and then you, the station master, you allow 4 cars to be there, obviously there will be congestion. If that's how you are coming to town, you are not able to move because everyone has parked the car anywhere haphazardly. So we do acknowledge that there are stages or we are going through phases. And so we are checking those that we've asked that you are supposed to put 1 car here. You're supposed to put 2 cars here. You're supposed to put 3 cars here. If these people comply with this directive, as we are making sure they do, you'll be able to come to town to buy what you want to buy and leave.
Okay. Now the
and
other.
then we also realize that some people have taken their cars. We have outsourced some of our parking to people to run, and so but let's say Alfa has a shop, if she has a shop, I come and park, and I'm there. Some spaces that is available to Alfa or Russia is selling in the car. The people that we have outsourced the space to. So you come and buy, you go. That space is empty. I come and buy and go. Somebody comes, park there, and is selling in the booth. And you realize that
the vehicle, okay,
on the boot of the vehicle. And then you realize that it is these people that we've outsourced that stretch to that are doing that. And so yesterday the meeting was held with them so that we were able to correct all this, and that was not what we were trying them to do.
I see. What do you also say to those who say, don't forget that not long ago, blue light or a lot of shops within the blue light enclave, caught fire, were razed down. Yeah. We know that KJTR Phase 2 is yet to be completed. And we also do know that some markets within the greater Kumasi have stalled. Of course, you can mention the Krofrum market and some other markets. So some make the argument that with these problems, the likelihood is that these people will spill over because they need to also survive. And as a result of the non-completion or abandonment of these projects, these people will find ways to operate. And that's why we have a lot more traders trading on the shoulders of our roads, on the pavement within the CBD. And so they say that until we are able to complete, for instance, the KGTR Phase 2, or maybe we find some solutions for the blue light people and some other people, these numbers will continue to be there. What do you say to that?
All right. Alpha, I think that the media will have to be, will have to consider KMA in a way. Consider KMA in a way that we are at the center and we bear the brunt of all the assemblies that have surrounded us. If anybody picks up a bag or gets an amount of 1,000 or 2,000 and wants to do some buja, the person just carry his or her headband and then move straight to the CBD because everyone thinks that is where things happen. And so everybody comes to Kumasi. The markets that you made mention of that have stalled, we acknowledge that for Krofrum, my chief executive has said on countless occasions that he's been given the task to complete Krofrum by next year, and he has taken contractors and other people to site so that he can finish it up quickly for those who are there to move in. We have the data of those that are there in the shops and in the sheds. With regards to Phase 2, discussions and other things are ongoing so that work can speed up quickly so that the volume that can be taken, that are supposed to be there, can also be taken. 2, that's 3. When you come to the blue light area. Yes, the blue light area. The report that came, or the integrity test that was done by our works department, shows that 3 of the buildings failed the required integrity that is supposed, yes, and so it's supposed to be pulled down. We have the traders who came together and took the case to Minister. When it went to Minister, it was directed, or a committee was set up, and Nana Asafohene was made the chair of the committee. And so we are waiting, or we take guidance from Nana Asafohene as to know what to do in the next phase. For now, that's the directive we are working with, because we are a local government who work with traditional leaders and their input matters. And so that's the care of the place that we are looking into matters. So the directive that comes from him, then we also proceed with what the committee, together with the chair, says, and then we do that from there. We acknowledge that there are spillovers, but we do know that there are some people that genuinely they don't have a shop, or neither do they have any space in all these markets. Like I said, you ask somebody, I've been trading here for how long? Then the person will mention 50 years, 70 years, and then on the street, when the person is looking at you. So we do acknowledge that there are issues, and we hope that as government's efforts speeds up to do all these markets, we'll be able to decongest or get a lot of people off our shoulders of the road, and we will have a beautiful city like we all desire.
Very finally, we all know that what you're doing is good. It's going to help all of us. It is in our collective interest to see the CBD decongested. And you've been at the assembly for some time now. This will not be the first time we're having such an exercise. The problem has always been sustainability. We do it for a period, they are cleared off. By the time we realize, they return. And that has been the ritual for a very long time. How are we going to ensure that this time it will be, number one, different, and it will be sustainable?
Okay, Alpha. My earlier statements, I made mention that because of the phases that KMA or Kumasi is going through, the earlier drive of the chief executive of that, if you are in the median and you are in the pavement, you can be there.
Okay.
Make sure that you display your way in such a way that there can be movement. Make sure that the things you are doing, you don't also obstruct shops that are there. But to be in the median, to be on the road, that is not possible. And we have been able to sustain that if you at least give us a pat on the shoulder. For the road and the median that we said no, it has been no since April that the chief executive came till now. And those that are not supposed to be there, one of the things we realize is that some of these traders have opened branches. So they have a place at Chenfo, and then you come to Pampa, so they are there. You come to this place, they are there. And so when we realize that you obviously have to take your use one so that somebody else can also use the other.
Okay.
And so we are so sure that we'll be able to maintain what we are doing, because from April till now we are still doing it. We've not given up, and the traders know that this is a new phase for KMA, and so they themselves are also adjusting. For example, as of yesterday when we went on, we realized that the compliance level was high, and so we would like it to be that way so that vehicles can move, so that if I am also coming and I'm a pedestrian, I can also move, buy what I want to buy, and leave.
Thank you very much. It's been very great having you on the show this morning. We are really grateful that you joined us this morning for this important conversation.
Thank you very much for having us.
And that's the PRO for Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Madam Henrietta Ifya Kunadu Abuachi. Now, Janice, we are streaming live on Facebook, okay? And, yesterday we had a conversation with Mr. Rubiname.
Yeah.
He was not happy at all.
At all.
Not at all.
But his main concern was with the KJTR market.
Yes.
That was his main
concern. He said that
very passionate.
The way we are handling the KJTR market is beginning to look like a time bomb.
And I mean, Mark even confirmed it, right? That he went to KJTR himself and he saw the estate, some parts of the structure was in, and he was
very rusty.
shocked. And I understand his passion, because he said, if we don't take care, the building might have to be shut down for renovations in the next 3 years, and that is going to affect the traders, because if that happens, then they would have to move out, halt their businesses, and it's not good. So I understand his anger, I understand his passion, and I think we should even pay attention, because as the woman just said, the PR for KME just said, the KJTR project is in phases, right? So as we are moving on to phase 2, we should make sure to protect what we've
first one already. Very important point.
Phase 1, yeah.
Let's remind ourselves exactly what he said, and then when we return, we'll talk briefly about the decongestion and how it's going. If you have some views to share, we'll share it, and then we'll open the phone line for you to join us this morning. This is Mr. Ruben Ame. He was with us this morning. This was what he said about the KJTR market.
So do not come and preach that human face to us in KJTR. So we asked you to do that decongestion. As of last week Friday, you have not done it. Yesterday, I guess the management, they were saved by certain circumstances that happened yesterday.
So you had wanted to do, and you never told me. So
no, we had wanted to take everybody by surprise.
To do what?
Alpha, today when you get to KJTR, even the restaurant area, people are selling at the eatery area. They've marked those places for traders to sell over there. The ramps, everywhere has been filled. Now this is it. The management, they were just lucky that yesterday the mayor passed through and then said today he was coming to do the decongestion himself. Alpha, by this morning I would have called you that I can't come, because I would have been in KJTR by 5 a.m.
causing mayhem.
We would have locked management out.
You would be causing mayhem.
Alpha, I am saying this on radio today. Alpha, we are saying this on radio today. Alpha,
that will be
today, after today's decongestion by the mayor, you take pictures of every space that has been cleared. You write a letter to the regional commander of Ghana Police Service. If on any day any of those places is being occupied, we will lock out the management.
But that would be against.
They have no business to be in KJTR. Alpha,
that would be
if they cannot protect us who have legal right to KJTR, and they'll bring illegal squatters to KJTR to take over the market and destroy the market. As I speak to you,
these are people who need to
KJTR
sell to survive.
Virtually on its knees.
They need to sell to survive.
Alpha,
they
I am saying this
kids to feed.
I am saying this on record.
You don't want to empathize.
Some of my chairman have already said it on other systems.
So that was Mr. Ame. And at this point in time, if you join us on Facebook, Janice, you will see what some of the things that he mentioned. First of all, Mark, let's show the people the sanitation situation that he was complaining about. And it's an eyesore, to be honest with you. It's not looking good at all. The sanitary condition of the market needs to be improved. Because this is a market. They're selling all kinds of things. You don't want a situation where the whole place is completely, filthy. And if you look at the videos that we are currently showing, it's quite terrible. And so I think that is something that the market or authorities need to do something about it. And then the issue about the rusty situation. In fact, I've seen the metals. Very, very rusty. We are streaming live on Facebook, so you can join us and come and see the current state of KJTR market. There's some noise, so if you can. The places, the metals. Hey! Charlie? It's terrible. Very rusty.
Alpha, is very, very, very concerning, right? And then yesterday, Mr. Rubin also pointed out that he's very passionate about this, because if we don't take care, as Christmas is coming, we might even have a stampede incident in the KJTR market.
It's very possible.
It's very choked, and then we all know that in the Christmas season, people go out to buy a lot of things. He also said that as at now, the KJTR market has no insurance. It has no fire certificate. So really? These are very, very concerning issues. And I understand the traders' passion and their anger, because you can't sit there for your investments to just be taken away.
And some of them have been victims of that.
And
their shops caught fire.
He also made an interesting point that if anything happens, the people who have trooped in illegally, they will move out and they'll find other places to
Absolutely.
occupy. And the people who have paid for the place, they will be left stranded.
And as we speak currently, those who have occupied or rented shops at the market, they are not making sales. Because all the things that they are selling, those people are selling. So nobody, and you know, getting into KJT is like, Charlie is like, who can have you? Is a very, very, very difficult thing to do. So me, ordinarily, I don't like going to KJT.
I
don't feel comfortable.
Once you enter, how to even get out?
It's too cumbersome. And that's why we are hoping that, and we commend the assembly. I think it's a good thing they are doing.
I think so.
The decongestion exercise is a very important thing.
It is. And I like the fact that yesterday Mr. Rubin also told us that they are going to take pictures of the results of what this exercise is going to look like, and they are going to make sure that nothing else comes back in and occupy those spaces. And if it does, they are going to blame management for it. And I think they have every right to do so, because you can't keep on telling this story. We will complain, KMA will step in, and then the people will troop back. It's just very
It's like
hectic.
It's become like a ritual kind of annual kind of thing. So hopefully this time around we'll see some sustainability when it comes to the decongestion exercise that they are embarking upon. And the separate matter, which is also closely related to it, is authorities need to watch the state of KJT market. We should not sit down for something to happen. So we are sounding word of caution to everybody. Those that are those that have the authority to take actions. We are currently showing you the state of KJT market. You can go on our Facebook live stream and watch it for yourself. The entire market is becoming like a time bomb. The metals are very rusty. Okay, the edges they are not in good shape. And yesterday, one thing that, and I think Mark also confirmed that even when you are descending the steps, like you can see it shaking. The strength of the steps is in question. And imagine this Christmas festivity, how many people will go to KJT
and use that?
And if they are going to use that, that is risky. And authority, this is Ghana's investment. We invested around $270 million
into this project. If we don't take care by the
time, and we've not even paid the loan.
By the time we move to phase 2, there will be no phase 1.
Absolutely. So you just minus phase 1 and go and build phase 2, and we'll destroy it and build phase 3. No, you can't develop like that as an assembly. So it's important that and please, the traders, we know that you need to survive, but all of us too also need to survive. So let's all do the right thing. We can't say, oh, because we need to eat, I'll go in the middle of the street, like the street's just close to me, and go and put table there that I'm selling. Because that would not make sense.
I think some people in Kumasi are very fond of that. Once they construct the road, they assume that
it's for selling.
The pavement is
so they think that pavement is empty. So why are you? And when you, the pedestrian, who is supposed to use the pavement, you're walking, they think you are becoming
and go and stand in front of whatever they are selling, and they will shout at you rather. But you are not supposed to be there.
Oh, we can do better. 0541022318. This morning you can call us. We've talked about HIV/AIDS situation. Janice brought us some data. Rodelin walked us through policies that have been implemented by government. We spoke to Madam Olivia for some numbers, and it looks quite staggering. It's quite scary. So this morning after the show, hopefully if I have time, I'll go and do the needful. They are urging you to also go and do the needful. It's very important. And we've also talked about what's happening within Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. The mayor has been quite busy seeking to decongest the city. But of course, it's coming with, or he's facing some opposition. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Please, your name and where you're calling me from?
Samson, calling from Bremai.
Samson Bremai, talk to me, please.
Thank you for your analysis in this moment. For the this congestion exercise, I
Something.
have
Can
problem.
you get closer to the phone? It's like you're a bit far.
Okay, I have problem with the money of the both NDC and MPP as a political party towards the this congestion exercise. Hello.
I'm listening to you. Something.
Uh-huh. My problem is that the NDC they will do the decongestion. NDP come, they will do the decongestion. But at the end, if sustainability becomes a problem. So what do they do, especially those on the roadside? Where are they relocating them? For example, this place, the one behind the Pamela area, before there was just such a big market for these producers. But nowadays, education snails and bush are taking over the area. So the CMA people should do something about that big area behind that area, so that the pedestrians and those who are turning along the roadside could be relocated to those places. Instead of they do the decongestion and then the state or the community become the sufferer. Maybe the chemical they are going through.
Okay.
At the end of the day, they say this is the fault that we have to tell through the decongestion. Instead of becoming to me as a way of amassing work, especially those who are conducting the decongestion exercise.
Thank you very much.
Of decongestion that I'm doing, but this sustainability is not other way for the state.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Samson, for joining us this morning. Samson called us from Brema. You can also call me on 0541022318. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, good
How are
morning.
you? Good morning.
Yes, Nanadra from North. Talk to me.
Yeah. Well, I think I want to contribute to the KJT something. Last 2 weeks, I went to a funeral at Ashtown, so we decided to walk along the way to see. And on Sunday, it was like it's a market day, the same. And most of the shoppers, those who own the shop, they have to stop bringing their things out. This was not how KJT was. I've lived there when I was in secondary school, where we used to have the police post and all the buses around the area. But they have now decided that the things that they are supposed to put it in a shop, like you go to Kumasi Mall and other places, they bring them out. What did they take the shop for? No, it's becoming unbecoming. Please, they should do something about it. Rather, they should give them serious education or bigger fine. So if they find you 500, 200, 300,000 for 3 times or 4, you will stop doing that. So that is all that I can say.
Thank you.
Really disturbing.
Thank you very much, Nanadra, for also contributing to our discussion this morning. You can also join in. 0541 022318 is the number for you to call us on. We've had just 2 conversations this morning. And good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, BY, talk to me.
Alfa. First on the HIV/AIDS menace. It's an advice because when you of people, you could see that 25 to 40 something. These are the workers of this nation. So people should be very careful on how they go about sex these days. Go in for protected sex or you abstain. That is the best advice I can offer this morning. And also the decongestion. How long are we going to live with this? Always we are planning to decongest. When these people were adding their numbers to, cover these pavements, where were the authorities? Sometimes you just leave to see certain things go beyond. We use the budget that we're supposed to use for better a project to fight this. You see, that is why as a nation, we must be very proactive. This is the reason why there's a need to have markets built so that people can also go and sell over there. But this is a situation where everybody will want to come to Kejetia. You see, you ask and they will tell you we are from Krofrum, we are from Amakum. We should build these satellite markets for them so that it can also occupy them, and they will create, markets for themselves in those places. So this time around, what I'm trying to say is that the authorities, this must be done once and for all. We don't want a situation where they will do this, and maybe the next administration will come and then. And it appears they use this as a compensation to their supporters. Because there's nothing that they can offer them, so while they are saying they think that it's a compensation, they must be right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, BY, for your submission as well. The number is 0541 022 318. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Please.
I want to comment on the market delinquencies.
Please, your name.
I'm Kudia Uswansa.
Kudia Uswansa, talk to me, sir.
Okay. What they are doing right now, I don't think it is right. Because we have the Christmas season or the Xmas season just around the corner, they should allow everybody, but station police officers and things over there, so that the security of the pedestrians and the traffic becomes okay. But they have to start sensitization program, or they have to use the FM stations and things to tell them that come January they are going to decongest the market. So when they do that, by that time the authorities might have planned. They plan. You plan before you implement something. So everybody has a right to be at Kejetia. Everybody. So far as the person pays and the person is of sound mind and
Mr. Kodia, they are not preventing people from going or accessing Kejetia. What they do not want to see is when people are selling on the road, okay, when they are selling on the pavement, when they are obstructing the movement of vehicles and other pedestrians. That's what they are seeking to solve.
It is true, but indiscipline is part of us. From kindergarten to university, we are all indisciplined, all of us. So to nip this canker in the bud, you have to plan. You see, I have been in the United States. I know how they do all these things. You have to plan. Tell the people that from this day going onwards, it's going to. You have to make sure that you don't come to Kejetia, but you have to find alternatives like the traffic.
Okay.
Right now, when you are coming from, let's say, Ethiopia, Kwalaso, Buakwa, there's traffic jam, and the truck drivers pass. They just use the shoulder.
Yeah.
Nobody is there. Nobody is there to control them. And the kids know. When you look at when you drive in town, and then you see this zebra crossing where the kids are supposed to cross. They don't even know. I have interviewed a lot of people. They don't even know what is there. They know it. They are just clearing the road. They don't know. So
interesting.
We have a attention deficit in the country.
Okay.
So
thank you very
much. Before we do that, you have to make sure that you tell them for this festive season. You see what I mean? Everybody should come and sell.
Okay.
All the truck drivers, everybody, we are allowing you to do that. But come January 1st, there's going to be a reset. So the authorities should plan and come with all stakeholders and see what we can do. This is our country. We have to do what is better for us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kodia, for also getting involved in this conversation. Interesting. 0541022318. You can also join in. Good morning.
Well, it's me again.
Okay.
That was talking about discipline and all that. Don't you think they know? They know. sometimes the politicians are factors. Because when you go there, the KJT, it's a mass number of people. That, if you vote for access, if you vote. So they think that they also have a share in the national cake. That is why you should allow them to sit on the pavement. Because once they voted for you, they expect you to, them to enjoy some of the spaces. You know? So that is it.
Thank you very much for coming back with an additional submission. It's the time is 51 minutes after 8, and this is still the Orange Sunrise on Orange 107.9. Alternatively, don't forget you can send me your WhatsApp message on 05939329993. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Mr. Reggie.
I'm politicians, you know, NPP for them so more than the command for them to about NPP, NPP 1 year for them. Then, what they are saying by 1 million or so. Ghana is commission over say.
And I'm by Gray, I can't want him.
Aha, and I'm coming from Abba. What I miss now, what I also go worry degree.
Maza. What is it?
Ghana is commission, Abba. And then to see the man exist. What would you say? Abba. The Ghana will see the mobile place advertiser, the cafe that has home. And the drug is silent for the natural defense. Because there's a part of what? Okay, so that last interview. And so what is all your advert for the any of the one service with robots and the family who may be a TV what is so
but your member will be a company or in Pacho.
So the whole committee, Ghana A Commission, at international donors, I'm not with cat. One sister, over we are advert with TV and I let you be out to that. Now, what about the planet? After I tell you, this is a good cry. No,
oh, the other was we was
and I'm going to there was a time men planted to and you be no one is Libamuno. Then I want to hire
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, Ija.
Midasi. Alfa, one say market and semi ayeka. Alfa, a hand on the Ghana, your ma, sit down plan you. And now say I need a nimuna, emuno, yen I am per se, ye. On the market, no qua, and your money na can't boom back. Near tear boom, wait on, we say, ha, paint your ha, no being so torn your door, ha. No being so torn, we beat it send tomorrow, ha. No being so torn, Pabwa, ha. Oh, as a set market, no more ya. And your man on Nina back on the same item. No, I was some probably more Nina a station hall. So, say, and to my phone, Nina or one more part. Say, a number for Nina one part. Microphone, ya do to severe, or Nina so a part. So, you know, so pardon or omre. And I say, other market, no, baby, I'm fast a board there, man, can you buy you? Wamusunya wamu market. Enti wo pade no a me kwa kope body me kwa market we ehon na menya bi. So na ama emu ahehan. So ne se de wamu si eya ade no. Ama chese ni pa no ba ni nam dom ha ade no a wo hwe no wo huru ba bi a wo hwe no. Na aye congested. Ena kwan no so eda no store na nim no a ka wo so wamu mani da ho no obi pa ya what me afa on na omo nso asan ya mo obi di ne nneema bi agu table so na ode asi ho so anti planning no omo planning ye omo hwe no omo nye more market nneema bi wo eye the same item wo come market we na obenya and inside one large market no so no obia the same item obia nya the station yes be ma congestion near you know so what
thank you very much for also joining the conversation this morning. You're still listening to the Orange Sunrise on Orange 107.9 and you can let us know what you think. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Alfa.
Yes, Kobe, with you.
It's your studio phone, you know. Alfa, market media, but you can say, like I say, well, we could test now for high. Una important ma certain tina tone ya maka market so there also be at me ko business so ewo na boa ko yen na ye free Ghana so Ghana market na nkasa me musa ko nu shem sadia mo kana no pa nipa awrado ko fam a mi so obi ko ati mi praw ko kana danen to ko na payment na nkasa so na wo kan Alfa me say entokwa wonam so no wanya botara ko obi so ne emegu a obi kopena no aduane e de me yase ye pam wo mo but ko obi ne emegu o mfa nche wade obeje wo no so nti no mo so mo jiska a o mo pebe bi say ya ton payment de ye nton ye ton say e ho ye ye fa ye ba market nim ye chemu ye road no na wa ba yisa ni ama o na fesu me hu sa be kan wa na wo sa ne me ku what I say sama se wo ne ma tinu de omo jiska se ke me ne de omo njai na omo nya adwuma ni ye nipa no te kwan ma mani ko inside o ko na ye mo no a on pe be bia o fa na HIV ni so no masa enye izo esrem Ghana for I read for Muga Wale Walu say by a man a door to chair man. Baby, can you bring tea? Now, I say, my bema for daddy, don't buy. Tinodi Abba, Obin too for Anopa and Rani Anopa, Abama, Ghana for young protection.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. That's Kobe's thoughts on the issues so far. Okay, so it's you're still listening to the Orange Sunrise, and you can still get involved, and you can call us and let us know what you think on first the conversation about AIDS, and then also Kejetia. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Roman father.
Alfa in Cassia, now from Tiffany.
Boko, now was where?
Now, Copa, Roma, let's have a set of Concorona.
You, Miss you.
My men are the form Beja, Miss One, and Papa, and now free more disobedience and another Copimara, and now Munasi, which will be there. Now, Alfa, and Cassin in French, man, and Chakesi Mote, and country people delegates for the say, Yura, and the Japan, I think the Lomas. What that number one? You to see a Juma. It's you go to Mano, Nayanji power, the Ashisha, you reckon the Japan. Eh? You can't confront your offer. When you say market assembly, any room assembly, me pachu offer. Your quantity more, and that's FG more, me pachu. When we say you know money free store, with your big wabonte. And now pharmacists bay. And when we say what? Asante memoir and Ghana, I won't say, you know, a dear big wabonting. And then the embassy of the kind of Kuramaya Hota. Yet you come here, you can't clear, near Badia, near Kosunya, near the sound crony beca, Massempua. But Masino, who develop Masesua, a woman nipa, no Pinomoson Passa, who will develop. Once a Kizuba Juma Wally, 50 million. Suba, Yankwada, Roma for them say, Yankwada. When you say a Juma Wally, one party for this because of actually, a corporate actually, a cassetia. Oh, your parcel, you put this store. Una or Babasia, what to me, soldier? I can't say, what are so, asphalt so. And then run happy before you was that. What was a car? That car boa, the sit car to my boy, or what can you my boy? It's Yama Pronin Choco, no boy as in room, no too far about the Pian Choco, not any same. The real father Kana. You will inform about the number 30 mile. My professor played. Ana Samosapo, Ana Kizuga, or Yakupo Slow. Kumasi is a one for an answer for Macron and your fact. And your fact. What comes to play? Allah, Miami, Miami, Yagan, Yakufi, from with the free Opoku, and you want to trade one. And the bus and the bad down to more anywhere there. Number 4 would get to come, Menebo, we move the Juba now, one more for the code, one year for the follow, and then the man. I don't know what they are, no more dialectic as a mirror. I get to make it. You're corporate, I know what yet. Just tell the question, super, yes, tomorrow. Mammy, for us, I was MP.
That is Roman father with his passionate submission this morning. It's 2 minutes after 9, and very shortly we'll move into another thing. We'll have our friends joining us shortly for an extended conversation till 10 before we bring the show to an end. But in the meantime, you can still join us. Good morning.
Alfa.
Yes.
I start Casabio. Wait a minute, Mammy Catchy.
But you didn't say.
Yes, also answer. Could you also answer?
Who's answer with you?
Yeah, yeah, or no one to say. Problem be a baby, stakeholders a transit kind of the best way on which me, yes, or pity, and now, yes, I don't know. Because Nipa now, no more year, man, on say every year be you're turning out graduates from senior high school. And you be a bit to me, ain't you know, or when you don't know, better. System no, so we are Juma, who be a Juma, the Winchena Juma. Ain't trading and now, Ufra Bridge by will be a catcher or say, Ghana, the officer will succeed as a soul trade. They tell you, ain't you know, can't be also being a country because you have to survive. Ain't you say, you know, who not say, you win and I'm lasting solution now. A better throughout. You're making sure, say, you will must through her. You see a baby more. And yes, a human dynamic is or Besaba, Umpo Besaba. It will be two the next part, you know, not party number and crime number. Into they'll play games. Into one a moment to make castle, into one cancer politicians and say, this is the problem, and the problem should be solved. And yeah, I didn't say yes, so we say Ghanaians are not in Nipa. Yeah, to me, you be piano, a better like a better secretary, the Pabata.
Mati, thank you very much, Uswansa, for also joining us this morning. 4 after 9, Obapa is here. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Hey, Obapa and Rami TV, meaning saying a cry. I say, hey, Obapa, dear. I say, and Obapa phone only and you're fine. And you may phone corner or connected. I tell you, says I know I catch him is a mammy Casa 3 years.
Morning show. So near Tia,
dear, Trawadi. You meet you.
Aye. You better was it. Niaka say, when Yankupon allow us one wish out. When no Kesipa. Na Orange FM, so one set Orange FM, Nashim Kesipa.
I mean,
so I say, so one of us say, and see Orange, me or Bapa, me bear Juma, me Juma. This is a you we and son of my share Juma. In Sinina, I have a cost for I under was it.
Hello, Baba. Oh. Obapa's line has dropped. Oh, Obapa, try again. If you're able to come through, why not? I would like to hear from you. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Abai.
Yeah.
Talk to me, sir.
Almost Zuba.
Minimo, this all catch him the almost is Dubai.
Adumana no oye. Adumana no oye. No only mistake be nobody should crucify him. Nobody. One of my duma airtime. Indiscipline is too much. Indiscipline is too much. Nobody wants to follow the due process. Nobody wants to be law abiding. And it seems there's a general breakdown of law and order. So if he's into enforce it, I'm unful soon. Who do not turn the man? Men are made turn our phone on your baby fan, can't be complaining. But we need smooth passage. These are the worrying situations in city organization, the central business district, and look more organized and more productive. And the FBI and we don't want our society to look so organized. It creates space that people don't want to go there and say everyone wants to be in the street, which is very bad. Because your bonus is short distance, near Kamutre, near Chia.
Be very fine, why?
I'm economic pressure now too much.
Suzuka, be very fine, why?
You but there. A home now, Bonnie was anti-mum now, pay United.
You
shouldn't fear anybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Obinya wayo, obile susunu udipo. Obinya wayo, obile susunu udipo. Obinya wayo, obile susunu udi. Obinya wayo, obile susunu udipo. Azigonu basu suka. Azigonu basu suka. Show me fear while again, Grandpa be the fear what would you chill? No rushing, what's a minute to them? At two be the vocal chill. Now we ain't in for one listen. Money nano so anchor then. Integrate the jar with the poor. Roman father so I then. I will buy some girl. One woman in so anchor then. What the bunny my head in the bed? More the prison so on here then. Nakadesha menin palia, and you win me a you. Baby, baby, the duty ta. Nada when I'm here so. Feel so be now, I say, be the